What is a rhythm and why do we care about it? Well, first off, rhythms, if you have clear rhythms, then your body knows when it's day and when it's night. And so when it's nighttime to do things like DNA repair, or during the day when you need to focus for that big exam or really get hyped up for that big game, your body is able to consolidate these processes more into the morning and at night so it knows what's going on. Now, what are the actual components of a rhythm, or in this case, a circadian rhythm? We can look at the cycle length or period over here, which is basically how long it takes for one entire cycle to complete. So you can see these lines are shifting as I increase and decrease. Now, this actually is important because when we look at the length of the day, for example, on Earth, it's around 24 hours, right? We know that. But on Mars, it's 24 hours and like 40 minutes. And so would a human be able to adjust the time on Mars? Well, actually, most humans have an intrinsic circadian period of just over 24 hours, but not quite as long as a Martian day. And so for most people, they're not able to actually what we call entrain or get used to the Martian day without some specific interventions. Now let's get back to these lines. What do they actually mean? Well, this blue line is melatonin, the black line is cortisol, and the red line is core body temperature. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of melatonin and cortisol, they're hormones. We take melatonin when we can't fall asleep, and cortisol is bad because it's stress, right? Well, in this case, all these lines actually exhibit rhythmicity. So they repeat about every 24 hours inside of our bodies. And actually for melatonin, this increases usually around a few hours before most people's like habitual bedtime. Now, why do we actually care about like how tall these lines are going? Like if they're already repeating any 24 hours, then we're good to go, right? Well, actually, circadian amplitude, or like how tall these mountains are, help us determine or helps indicate how much of a difference there is between the daytime and the nighttime. Now, what's like the most extreme example of like a day and night split? Well, let's take a look at camping, because in camping, you have the sun. What light is really brighter than the sun? And then in the evening, we're not going to be with like TVs or like artificial light. You won't have the billboards in Times Square shining all this like artificial light into your eyes in the middle of the night. And so during a camping schedule, we would actually expect these rhythms to be a little bit taller and your body to know the difference between day and night more. So the next time that you're thinking about what's going on inside your body, you hear about melatonin, you hear about core body temperature, or even cortisol, that these are little guys that are just oscillating in your body pretty much every 24 hours.